All right, so the program this morning is going to be in 3 dimensions, I did tell you. So the second leg this morning, we're looking at strategies for sustainable development, Lagos Leadership Summit 2025 in view. And joining me in the studios this morning, I have Temitope Omoakhalen, who is our project lead for the Lateef Jakande Leadership Academy. Nice to have you in the building. Good morning, Tope.
Good morning. It's lovely being here.
Good. Let me get your surname properly. So how's it pronounced?
Omoakhalen.
Omoakhalen. Yes. Wow, it sounds foreign actually. So are you from Ireland or somewhere?
Nah. I'm a Yoruba girl married to an Edo man.
Oh, what a
So I'm a typical Nigerian.
Typical Nigerian. All right, you're just like me too. All right. So you're welcome to Temitope. Let's talk about the Lateef Jakande Leadership Academy. For those who might not know what you guys do, talk to us. What's your mandate?
The Lateef Jakande Leadership Academy is an initiative of Mr. Governor Babajide Olusola Sanwo-Olu. And our one goal is to raise change-oriented young Nigerians. That is the one mandate we have at the Lateef Jakande Leadership Academy. And we do it in multiple folds.
Right.
So we have a fellowship component. I don't know how long you want me to speak about Lateef.
No, just go on.
All right.
When I'm satisfied, I will let you.
Thank you. So we have the fellowship component. And in that, we take 30 young Nigerians. And I'm deliberate about using young Nigerians. So
right.
Even though it's the Lateef Jakande Leadership Academy, it's not just for Lagosians.
So it's just for young Nigerians here?
Young Nigerians.
What age category?
25 to 35. That's the fellowship component of the academy, age 25 to 35.
So you're excluding somebody like me who's 36 now.
Well, 36 now. Well, right now, that is the age range. And it's actually very deliberate that we chose that age range, because if you do a survey, you'll see that is the phase a lot of young people are trying to make decisions on the journey of life.
Right.
They're trying to choose the path to go. And we feel if we intercept that, to bring the conversation of leadership to their consciousness, then perhaps we might begin to see a massive change, not just in Nigeria, but in Africa as a whole.
How far have you gone with this? I mean, you said 30 young Nigerians. Is that all you got to be able to impact? So far, so good.
No. So that's why I said that's one component. So we started operations last year. We are in our second year of operation. So we have the second cohort with us. But we noticed something very, very important. I mean, when the Lateef Jakande Leadership Academy was born, it was a desire to solve a leadership problem. And you will agree with me that 30 is a small number in the population we have in this nation.
Right.
And so we decided to distill the curriculum of the academy to convert it into a summit. And that's how the Lagos Leadership Summit was also born. So that even though we have rigorous training for 30 young Nigerians for a full year, so it's a residential paid fellowship, even though we have that for 30 young Nigerians, we feel like distilling the curriculum and opening it up to thousands of young people across the nation, across the continent, would even go farther. And so the Lagos Leadership Academy is dealing with that. Last year, we had over 5,000 young people in conversations with us. This year, the numbers, top the roof.
Right. Okay, so you're going to be having the Leadership Summit. It's coming up shortly, right?
Yes.
Yeah, and when is that?
April 16 and 17.
Which is 2 days from now.
Exactly.
All right. So where is it holding?
It's holding at the Life Sport Entertainment. That's Lekki, number 4 Obailegushi Road. And we're expecting, guys, if you've not registered, I can tell you that the physical registration is closed. Apologies, but the virtual registration is still very much open. Very open.
So let's talk about that. So what's the criteria for someone to participate in the Leadership Summit, which is coming up on Wednesday?
So you just have to want to be a transformative leader. That's all.
That's all.
That's the entire criteria. You want to be a transformative leader.
And must I be within that age bracket?
No, now. So that's why I said that. Even though our 30 young Nigerians, the fellowship component is very exclusive.
All right.
The summit is not exclusive. Yes, we want young people to still be part of the conversation, but we are also open to an intergenerational dialogue, so that even though young people are still focus areas, we want to glean wisdom from the old and innovation from the young and just bring that merger. And that's what the Lagos Leadership Summit is doing.
All right. So the leadership is for this year as well, 2.0?
Yep. No. So we call it LLS 2025.
2025.
Yes.
All right. So what are we expecting? I mean, let's look at the meals or the kind of leadership meals that you're going to be serving us during this event.
So if you like jollof rice, just know that this meal we are bringing in LLS, the very first round table, we nickname it in the office the Monarch Roundtable. And so we are bringing monarchs to the table, to this conversation.
Monarchs?
Yes. The
as
theme,
leaders, right?
Yes. The theme is transformative leadership, developing responsive, adaptive, and inclusive models. And every time we have this conversation of leadership, we are either always speaking about the politicians or the C-suites, executives in the private sector, but nobody is talking about the monarchs. These are people who are not tenured. They see governments rise and fall. And the interesting thing about this thing is, if you check well, these monarchs, they kind of live long ago. They live long ago.
Yes.
So they see literally governments come and go. So they are custodians of these things.
So which of the monarchs are you bringing to the table?
So we have the Olu of Warri coming.
All the way?
Oh, yes.
He's a young man indeed, actually.
We have the Oni of Ife
Another
coming.
young man too.
We have the Emir of Zazao coming.
Okay.
And we have
I don't know his age. So I wanted to talk on that.
I don't know. We are all young now.
Okay.
Then we have the Obaoniru coming in as well. And that session will be moderated by a prince. So it is strictly a royalty conversation.
Wow.
We are bringing the monarchs to the table to have this conversation.
And this conversation, I hope it's not going to be dwelling on the role of traditional rulers in governance. Or what's it going to be looking like?
Okay. So we want the youth to see the role the monarchs play, and we want the monarchs to see the role they can also play in youth development. So it's a merger of these two things. So we went to the Emir of Zazao's palace the other day, for an official invite. And one of the things we saw and also heard was how he's involved in dispute resolutions. Imagine the pressure that will be on the courts if that kind of institution is not built. Right? And his word is taken as law. So certain fights that should not get to the courts, that will put pressure on the judiciary, is being taken off so that more legal battles can be fought in the court, while home and other disputes can be solved by the monarchy.
All right, so that's going to be the monarch roundtable.
That's just the first.
Right, which other roundtable are we talking about?
There's another one we nicknamed the all-female roundtable, and it's themed breaking the concrete ceiling.
One day.
Yes, so my brother, honestly, we're always saying the glass ceiling, but my brother, if it is truly glass, we should have shattered this thing a long time ago.
That's very true.
You were here when we were celebrating Mrs. Ibukwan Woshika. Oh, the first chairman of the bank. We've celebrated a lot of women breaking ceilings, but if it is glass, this thing supposed don't break tete now. But it is concrete. So we must break and break.
So you want to break the concrete political wall that we have in Nigeria?
We're not even talking. This is way beyond politics. Leadership is bigger than politics. Politics is just one component of leadership.
So all female. So who are those that will be on the round table?
So we have women like Mrs. Temilola Adekpetun. She's like the Dangote of school uniforms. We have women like Shafi Bello there. We have the Olori Atuache, the Queen Consort of the Warri Kingdom. Yeah, we have who's the fourth? That has escaped my mind just now.
But it's
going to be moderated by a male, and that's also deliberate.
Why is that so?
Very, very deliberate.
I'm just looking at that strategy.
Very deliberate. Initially, we wanted it to be all female, right? But we looked at it and said, if we leave this thing as all females, men are also part of this problem. There is a patriarchal system in the society that somehow, when you find a woman in a male-dominated field, just hear what I said, in a what made that field male-dominated, Tori Long? Who says it's male-dominated? So we want a man anchoring that conversation, also speaking to the fact that there's a ceiling that needs to be broken, and we're going to do it either male or female. All right. I
love the boldness. But
the first person, Dr. Owen Omoakhalen.
Great. So any other roundtable for these 2 days?
Number 3 roundtable is we nicknamed it the public sector roundtable. And it's deliberate we are bringing that conversation. Don't forget, it's transformative leadership that we're looking at. And we're doing that because we brought in public sector gurus like the head of service, Lagos State, the permanent secretary for Ministry of Establishments and Training, the DG of Smedan. We're bringing people like that because, my brother, between me and you, I'm very sure you have heard, if you look for a job around and you don't find a job, just go and apply in the civil service and stay there. Whether you come or not, you get paid. I'm sure you've had that. And there are many people who have had that. But that's a narrative we want to change. I, for one, am someone...
For public service, right?
I, for one, am someone that said I will never do nothing in the public sector. I'm not going to work there. I'm not going to. But see me.
You're there now.
Yeah. And I had that ideology because I always felt that that's a lazy place. If you go there, you'll be redundant, and I want to be useful. But that's not true. It's just a myth.
Okay. All right. So for those who would like to be part of this, how can they register?
Okay. So just follow us on social media. Our Instagram handle is Lagos Leadership Summit. So once you're there, you're going to be seeing all of our notifications. We also have a newsletter. If you follow us on social media, you'll see the bio, everything is there.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, go ahead.
Those subscribe to our newsletters, by the way, they are the ones that first get the first gist too. So before you see anything on Instagram, just know that those that are on newsletters, they've got it. It's still news.
There's a message here that says, good morning.
All right.
This leadership summit, will any major policy decisions be influenced by it?
Oh, yes.
You didn't put your name, by the way, but thank you so much.
Oh, yes. Thank you very much for that question. So one of the things we are doing differently this year is that we want to release a policy paper from the outcomes of these conversations.
Oh.
So a very interesting part of the summit that will be happening, we call it the policy breakout rooms. And that's going to be towards the end of the of day one, for example.
Right.
We're going to be breaking the people in the hall into policy breakout rooms by themselves. They're going to discuss the wicked problems befalling our nation.
Right.
By themselves, they are going to proffer solutions.
Okay.
Our rapporteurs are going to be there taking documentations. All of those solutions are going to be put together, cleaned up, and presented as a policy paper.
Another one here says, good morning, Traffic Radio. How can regular citizens engage with the summit? Sukomi is sending this one in. Sukomi, thank you so much.
I'm a regular citizen too now, and I'm engaged in the summit. Everybody, like I said, the easiest, so I don't want to give multiple links. That's why I'm just sticking to Instagram at Lagos Leadership Summit. You're going to see the detail on how to register.
All right.
Like I said, physical is closed, but virtual is very, very much open.
Another message here says, good morning, Temitope. What qualities define a sustainable-minded leader? Sandra is sending this one in from Beja. Sandra, thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Sandra. For me, I think self-leadership is the beginning of any form of leadership. A misconception we all have is that leadership begins when you have a title or you are placed in a role or something. No, I believe self-leadership is you. It begins with you. We all went to the university now, we all went to tertiary education or even boarding school. When we go there and we're going to school with our provisions, there's a way you take your Milo. But when your friend gives you the Milo to take from their own Milo, you take 4 spoons.
Can you imagine?
When you are taking your own, you take half spoon and put plenty water. That it begins from you. So how well do you handle other people's property?
Right. Okay, let's really chew on. Another message here says, good morning and happy new week. Please, I want to know, how is the academy preparing youths for national leadership roles? Thanks. Omoakhalen is sending that one. Omoakhalen, thank you so much.
Oh, Pamela, okay, let me even gist you. I am an alumna of the fellowship.
You made it?
Oh, yeah.
You've attended the fellowship?
Oh, yeah. I'm a pioneer cohort of the Lateef Jakande Leadership Academy. And
So
I can tell you that, thank you. And now I work with the academy. Right? So apart from myself, I have some colleagues. We were all 30. There's someone who is currently the senior special assistant to Mr. Governor on administration. There's someone that we have about 3, 4, 5 people who are technical assistants to EXCO members.
Right.
Yeah. So we have someone who, at the end of the fellowship, Mr. Governor gives us recommendation letters to where we want to go.
Which is very, very good.
So we have people who have taken their recommendation letters to the governors of their states, have had sit down with the governors of their states, and are about to join the government of their state to begin to duplicate this.
Let's run this off right now. It's nice having you in the building, Temitope, by the way. But imparting, what's your message to youths and to others out there, especially on the 2025 Leadership Summit that is coming up this Wednesday and Thursday?
My message to you all is very simple. Leadership begins with each and every one of us. We can't all sit down in our homes and say that it's those in government that are making the decisions, they are the bad people, they are the this. We all are leaders in our own right. And in joining this conversation, you're lending a voice to this conversation on transformative leadership. So I hope to see you there.
Right. It's nice having you in the building. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you.
All right. Well, next time, be ready to include a 36-year-old man like me.
We'll talk about it now.
All right, then. So I have been speaking with Temitope Omoakhalen, who is a project lead for Lateef Jakande Leadership Academy. And this morning, we'll be talking about, leadership sustainability from the Leadership Summit that is coming up shortly. Temitope also in the building as well, who is the Public Affairs Officer for the Lateef Jakande Leadership Academy. A brief break. When we return, we touch down on our health again, but this time around, we're looking at cancers, especially advocacy for head and neck cancers. I'm sure you've not heard about it before, but we'll talk about that shortly.